The military's best boxers battle it out in the ring. 10 weight classes, 4 services, non-stop action. Who will take home the gold? Will it be the Army, Air Force, Navy, or Marines? Hello again, everyone, and welcome to TPC Sports coverage of the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. And a special hello to those who are watching downrange on the Armed Forces Network. I'm Van Stokes, along with a man who has covered boxing all over this planet, Castle Chalice. And Castle, it is great to have you with us again.
Yes, Van, it is an absolute pleasure to be ringside, as always, with you here, especially this year at the Marine Base, Camp Pendleton, and, you know, this is going to be one great evening of boxing.
Castle, you're no stranger to this competition. What stands out to you as making this competition so special?
Well, you know, there's just so much going on around the world, and we have so much to give thanks to for our armed forces. And, you know, this is really a tribute to them, the fighting spirit of all of our armed forces come together here in the ring, and we just want to, you know, give a special appreciation to all those folks that are out there fighting downrange.
Spirit it is, and good boxing as well. We are ringside at Page Fieldhouse here in Camp Pendleton, and our coverage begins with the 132-pound weight class. Sergeant Toribio Ramirez of the United States Army will come out and face Airman First Class Dustin Southichack, representing the United States Air Force. Ramirez is the 2011 Armed Forces champion. He is long on talent and deep in experience. Dustin Southichack has only been boxing for a year and a half. Some might say that is short on experience, but he's eager to make his mark here tonight. Castle, perhaps this is youth versus experience, youth versus age, not 100% for sure. What do you see in this bout?
You know, that's exactly right, Van. Southichack, 1.5 years of boxing experience. Ramirez, 15 years of boxing experience. There's a big difference there, and the ring really does a special job of pointing out the differences between the two boxers. Southichack, he has a job in the military. He's an entomologist. That's pest control. Let's see if he can control the pest that Ramirez certainly will be to him tonight.
He will have his hands full, no doubt about that. Let's get to the action, but first, a quick look at the rules in amateur boxing. The bouts are 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest period in between. Judges will be using a computerized scoring system. Blows are scored when the white part of the glove strikes the head or the body, the front part of the torso of the boxer between the head and the waistline. Now, 3 out of 5 judges must register a scoring blow within a 1-second window in order for it to count. Fouls may result in cautions, warnings, or even disqualifications, and the referee can stop a bout for injury, a dominant lead, or whenever the referee thinks that safety might be a factor. Scoring has changed a little bit this year. We'll no longer be able to see the running score. The boxer scores will only be shared with the coaches at the end of the first 2 rounds. Now, the final score will be revealed at the end of the bout. Well, let's go ringside and bring in the boxers.
Making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Army, from Bowling Green, Florida, this light wheel vehicle mechanic is stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Weighing in at 132 pounds, he is the defending Armed Forces champion. Let's hear it for Sergeant Toribio Ramirez. And making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Air Force, from San Antonio, Texas. This entomologist is stationed at Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. Weighing in at 132 pounds, let's hear it for Airman First Class Dustin Southichack.
Dustin Southichack mounts the apron. His opponent, Toribio Ramirez, already in the ring. They've had their headgear fastened. As Southichack gets his put on right now, Ramirez is ready to go in his corner. Our third man in the ring is going to be Joe Sanchez. Round number 1 ready to get underway here in this 132-pound preliminary weight class. And you can feel the building just pulsating. Can you not, Castle?
Yeah, this is exactly what we want right now. I mean, you could tell, and it's not even at packed capacity yet. It will be, but even with the people that are here, you feel the energy.
And that's the way it's going to be throughout this entire competition. Boxers touch hands with their coaches, shake hands. Coaches back out of the corner, down on the floor. Referee to the center of the ring. We're just about ready to get underway. Judges ready, timers ready. Here we go. Round number 1, 132 pounds. Toribio Ramirez, boxing for the United States Army from Fort Stewart, Georgia. Ramirez out in the Army black and gold. Ramirez with the red gloves on. His opponent, Dustin Southichack of the Air Force. He's got the blue jersey, blue gloves, and he has the blue and red trunks on.
One thing you notice right away, Southichack boxing in the southpaw style. The taller boxer, measured as 5'9" on paper, looks like he may even be a little taller than that. Look at the wide guard, Van, of Toribio Ramirez. This is a guy that competed in the 2012 Olympic trials. Looks like he's welcoming a straight right jab that you see right there by Southichack. Let's see if Southichack could recognize the opportunity and try and break this round open.
And of course, Ramirez is the defending Armed Forces champion. He tries to move in right now, but unable to land any scoring blows. Nice effort in defense that time by Dustin Southichack. Southichack very much of a stand-up boxer, but again, you talked about that height advantage, Castle. Here comes Ramirez into the body.
You know, that's that height advantage, especially in the amateurs, but in all facets of the sport, really needs to be utilized and maximized through its potential. And the jab is one of the greatest tools a taller, longer reached boxer can pull out of his war chest. Southichack right now looking like he's willing to engage with the shorter boxer and get into a punching contest.
You know, Ramirez might be short in height at 5'6" against the 5'9" Southichack, but when it comes to experience, 15 years on the docket for Ramirez compared to only 1.5. That's a year and a half for Southichack. And Ramirez right now landing a couple of scoring blows. 2 minutes gone here in round number 1. And Ramirez out to a 3-1 lead at this point. You see the reach of Southichack when he extends that jab.
Yeah, Southichack is showing some really good poise right now. I mean, he definitely is working behind the jab. He's throwing some good combinations, and he's actually not scored too many of those yet, but I think it's just a matter of time. If he keeps the pressure on Toribio Ramirez, he's going to get his way, it would seem.
We'll see. Under 10 seconds remaining here in round number 1. Not a lot of scoring. A lot of punches, but not a lot of scoring as round number 1 comes to a close. And on the judges' computerized scoring system, round number 1 goes to Toribio Ramirez by the score of 4-1. That's Charles Leverett, the Army coach. Let's see what he has to say.
When you touch him to the body here, come up the middle. You're doing this, then you're doing that, and you're pulling out. Relax. That's the adjustment I want you to make. Always expect something to come back, okay? What we gonna do? Okay, and then we're gonna stay to our left, okay? Come on, it's an easy bout for you.
I like the way Leverett said, what are we gonna do? Saying, basically, what have you heard me say? And Ramirez responds with exactly what Leverett wants him to hear.
And you know, that's good, Van, especially because when these boxers are in the corner, you know, they look like they're paying attention, and they often are, but a lot of times there's so many emotions, so many thoughts going through their head that they shake their head, but they're not necessarily listening. They hear but don't listen, and it definitely shows there that Charles Leverett demands his charge is listen to him in the corner.
Yeah, that's kind of, I hear that around my house sometimes. Well, you hear me, but I'm not for sure you're listening to me. I got that. Good point, though, Castle. Couple of stand-up boxers here in round number 2.
Charles Leverett, by the way, some great advice to Ramirez. He needs to get inside. The shorter boxer, he needs to work the body of Southichack and then come up with some uppercuts to try and keep Southichack honest. Southichack, again, boxing the southpaw style. As you'll notice right there, the right foot of Southichack coming to the outside of the left foot of Ramirez. That's what he wants, but he needs to continue circling to his right, working off the jab, perhaps coming in with a big left hand behind it.
Now, neither one of these boxers right now, Castle, are varying their angles of attack. And I think you said it just right. You see Southichack pretty much front on, posed in a straightaway stance. Neither circling left nor right.
That's right.
There's a good flurry right there by Toribio Ramirez.
But I love the aggressive nature of Southichack. If you notice, when he does come forward off that jab, he doesn't just throw one punch. He throws like 3 or 4 in combination. And that's what you want to see from a young boxer. Again, he's only got 1 or 2 years of experience, but he seems to have a decent foundation so far.
Got a little over 1 minute left here in round number 2 of this 132-pound preliminary bout. And you get the feeling that Ramirez really could move in, and just like his coach said, become a little bit more busy on the body. Now here comes Southichack pushing Ramirez over towards the ropes.
Nice combination by Ramirez. A left hook to the body and then bringing a left hook back upstairs, followed by a right uppercut. So now Ramirez really starting to get some work done here in the middle of the second round.
He busted through that defense of Southichack with an uppercut a couple of times and picked up a scoring blow or 2. He leads right now by the score of 11-4. 20 seconds remaining here in round number 2.
One of the things that's also very evident is the experience of Ramirez. If you notice, he's well up on the scorecards here. And although he may not be beating him up, that is, Southichack, he's definitely ahead on the points, and he knows what he needs to do to win this contest.
Well, he turns up the pressure as round number 2 comes to a close. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for round 3 of this 132-pound bout in just a second. Welcome back to the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. We're getting ready for round number 3 in this 132-pound bout. You get a look right now of Dustin Southichack, who's on the backside, 12-6 here after 2 rounds thus far.
We got to pick it up here, okay? Put the combinations together, man. Not 1 and 2 here and there. I need you to run 4 or 5, 6 combinations in the third round. All right?
That is correct. Steve Franco is coach right now.
Catch you with an uppercut. Okay? Just tight D. Just stay tight. Come on, baby.
Talking about staying tight. We talked about how Ramirez got through that defense and came in with the uppercut on more than one occasion. And that was Steve Franco saying, you've got to keep it tight, you've got to keep it in. Good defense now. Well, Southichack certainly has his work cut out for him. But at the same token, so does Ramirez. Round number 3 underway. And very aggressive, Southichack comes out of his corner, punching away, picks up a couple of scoring blows quickly.
That was a very impressive right hand. A hook by Southichack followed by a straight left. Beautifully executed.
Now here comes Ramirez, busy on the attack into the body. And there's the uppercut. A glancing blow, not a scoring blow, I don't think. Oh, a nice response that time by Southichack.
win, lose, or draw, this young Southichack is going to really turn into a fine young boxer if he keeps trying this trade. He's got some good fundamentals. He just needs to work a little bit more on his head movement and working behind that jab. Those long arms, he's taking away his God-given gifts by not working off of that jab.
There's an uppercut by Southichack that time. He trails at this point by the score of 15-9 on the judges' scorecards on the computerized scoring system. There's a good left again. He comes right back at Toribio Ramirez. Ramirez decides to shuffle back a little bit now. Conscious of where he is in the ring. We're beyond the halfway point here in round number 3 of this 132-pound preliminary contest.
Yeah, Van, one thing that Ramirez is doing really good is keeping his distance. You know, he should be applying the pressure, and he was doing a good enough job through rounds 1 and 2, but now he knows he's up on the scorecards.
Yeah, Castle, it seems like he's boxing to win and not boxing to dominate at this particular point.
And, you know, while some people question that tactic, others applaud it.
I mean, that's amateur boxing. You do not have to knock your opponent out to win. You win by scoring blows. Front portion of the body. Oh, nice flurry that time by Ramirez. A nice counter, an uppercut by Southichack.
Southichack is going to need to stay busy here. Less than a minute to go in this round. He's down on the scorecard, and he needs to get some scoring blows quick. Combinations, punches, and bunches are what's needed for Dustin Southichack.
But at the same token, he has to stay under control as he lands a left right there to the head of Ramirez. Ramirez is not phased in the least, though. He continues to mount an attack. It heats up here with less than 20 seconds remaining in this bout. And there's the bell to end round number 3 and to end this 132-pound preliminary bout between Toribio Ramirez of the Army and Dustin Southichack. It got busy, particularly in round number 3. A narrow lead coming out of round number 1 for Ramirez. He led 4-1. Got a 2-1 advantage at the end of 2 rounds, 12-6. And then he comes out on top of the judges' scorecard, 17-12 at the end of round number 3 and the bout. We get a good look at the action in this bout. You see Southichack taking Ramirez over to the corner, but Ramirez, much of a body puncher, comes in on the inside. Southichack, the younger, just continues to hammer away as best he can. He gets a shot. Ramirez trades a shot. Ramirez to the body, Ramirez to the head. All the action that highlighted these 3 rounds of Olympic-style boxing. Let's go to the ring for our official announcement.
Fighting out of the red corner, Sergeant Toribio Ramirez.
Toribio, you looked sharp in there today. After the first round, your coach told you needed to get inside, work the body, and you did just that. How did you feel after that first round?
Oh, I felt great after the first round. No disrespect to my opponent, but I thought I had it in there. It was my fight. He did an awesome job, and it was great, but I was ready for him tonight.
All right, well, congratulations, everybody. Let's hear it for Toribio Ramirez, a winner.
Castle Chalice catching up to our winner, Toribio Ramirez, in this 132-pound preliminary bout. We'll return to more of the Armed Forces Boxing Championships right after this message. Plenty of action so far in this year's Armed Forces Boxing Championship. Our coverage continues with the 132-pound weight class, a preliminary bout. It will be Navy DeAngelo Davies of the United States Navy going against Corporal Tommy Roque of the United States Marine Corps. DeAngelo Davies is 5'4" tall. He has 5 years of experience. He has his work cut out for him, but he is not daunted in the least. Corporal Tommy Roque of the United States Marine Corps, his opponent tonight, is no stranger to this ring. He represents the Marine Corps in stellar fashion. He won the Armed Forces Championship in 2010. He was a bronze medalist in the World Military Boxing Championships. Tommy Roque, a veteran in this ring. Castle, how do you see this one shaping up?
You know, Tommy Roque is a veteran in the ring, but the pedigree of DeAngelo Davies, his grandfather, an all-Navy boxing champ over half a century ago. Tommy Roque, the Armed Forces champ just a year or two ago. So, I mean, there's going to be an interesting dichotomy of experience levels versus pedigree. We are going to find out tonight.
So it's pedigree versus proven experience in the ring.
That's right, and we're really looking forward to this one.
Well, let's bring these boxers out and get ready for this bout.
And making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Navy, from Clinton, South Carolina, he's a builder stationed at Port Hueneme, California, weighing in at 132 pounds. Let's hear it for CB DeAngelo Davies. And making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Marine Corps, from Dunkirk, New York, this aviation supplyman is stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, weighing in at 132 pounds. He is the 2010 Armed Forces champion and SISM bronze medalist. Let's hear it for Corporal Tommy Roque.
Up goes the music and into the ring goes Corporal Tommy Roque. Waiting for him in the red corner, his opponent, CB DeAngelo Davies of the United States Navy. Our third man in the ring, Tom Cleary. 132 pounds, a preliminary bout. The winner of this bout will move on to meet Toribio Ramirez in the championship in this weight class. So our referee calls both boxers to the center, says very, very little. All they do is tap gloves. It's a courtesy, if you will, and they move back to the corner. Judges ready, timers ready. There's the bell, and here we go.
And Van, we've seen Tommy Roque now. We remember him from last year, and he's really fundamentally sound. Been boxing since he was 8 years old. Trying to make the Olympic team here in London in 2012. Got a lot on the line for young Tommy. No joke, Roque.
He won this competition in 2010. Was a bronze medalist in the World Military Boxing Championships. Slips and moves nicely. He's quick. He's got good footwork. I like his speed, and he packs some power for a 132-pound lightweight boxer. Tommy Roque's got 14 years of experience behind him. He is stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Boxing here at Camp Pendleton, you know he has the Marine Corps crowd behind him.
Look how poised Roque is, by the way, Van. I mean, he's standing in there under the pressure, the early pressure of DeAngelo Davies, but he seems calm, cool, and collected. He just knows that comes from experience. You only get that measure and that poise from the years in the ring that Tommy has. DeAngelo Davies certainly has his hands full in this contest.
DeAngelo Davies, by the way, has brought his own cheering section. He has got family and friends, at least a dozen here in the crowd tonight. So they're looking certainly for a good performance out of him.
I think you notice also about Davies is his body movement and his head movement. That's very important for a boxer, particularly with a guy like Roque in front of you. Now you got to be careful with that roughhousing. Referee Tom Cleary won't stand for too many of those sorts of tactics. You'll see a caution there.
Yeah, what he's saying right now is don't push. Don't push your way into the boxer. Stand up and box.
Really fast hand speed by DeAngelo Davies. It's almost hard to see those punches land, but they are.
He boxed in the Golden Gloves competition in 2009, so he's got some experience. He's 5'4".
We also spoke earlier, Van, about the pedigree of DeAngelo Davies. His grandfather, Robert Davies, Old Navy boxing in 1955 and 6. So boxing is in the bloodline of the Davies family, that is for sure.
And we have 50 seconds thereabouts remaining in round number 1 of this 132-pound weight class. Both boxers exchange blows. Nice footwork that time by Tommy Roque, nearing the corner and then dances his way out quickly. A lot of damage can happen when you back into the corner like that and allow your opponent basically to plow into you.
I'd like to see Davies continue applying that pressure, using his footwork to get inside, causing Tommy Roque to have to use his lateral movement to stay away. Great hand speed by Davies.
Davies being warned once again to keep your head up, don't butt with your head. He shifts heights, does DeAngelo Davies. He goes down, he comes up. But I like his footwork. He's working very hard to cut the ring down on Tommy Roque right now. And there's the bell to end round number 1.
You see a little fisticuffs there at the end of the round, so there's no love lost between these two boxers.
Keep your composure. No love lost whatsoever as Tommy Roque comes out on the top side of round number 1, 5-3. Let's give a look at what they've got to say over in the red corner. George Silva talking.
You're doing fine. You need to relax though, okay? What's working for you is that straight right hand. Keep throwing that straight right, in, out, okay? Now you're getting too low, your eyes are looking at the ground, okay? Remember, you gotta bend your knees. Hit him in the bottom, hit him in the head. You've gotta relax though, okay?
The calming presence that is George Silva.
Okay?
Never loses his cool, never raises his voice.
Keep throwing it.
Must be very relaxing and assuring for the boxers that listen to his advice.
He's a veteran coach,
okay? We don't want to be that
coaching
close.
the Navy team now for several years, but he recognizes anxiety when he sees it, and he thinks his boxer, DeAngelo Davies, just might be a little too up-tempo right now. There's the bell for round number 2. Here we go. Underway. DeAngelo Davies, he's a peppery boxer. I mean, he just keeps coming and coming. He's
sure
feisty. I can't think of many words to describe him beyond that.
A whirling dervish, how about that one,
A whirling dervish will take that. You know, his coach talked about getting too low. Ooh, gets into a flurry there. Did not necessarily get the best of Tommy Roque.
Tommy Roque is not afraid to stand in there and trade punches either. He could box from the outside. He could trade on the inside. DeAngelo Davies now just chopping away at the high defense.
But he's not scoring thanks to the coverage of Tommy Roque right now. He's got the gloves up, the arms up, and Davies having a tough time struggling through. There's a quick shot by Tommy Roque.
Actually, that was a couple of quick shots. He scored like 2 or 3 points. A beautiful right uppercut by Tommy Roque, followed by an overhand right, scored to the temple of Davies, and I don't think Davies realized what happened until it was too late. There's another sneaky right hand that scored for Tommy Roque. So Tommy Roque, his experience really starting to show here as he pulls away on the scorecards in round number 2.
Well, the judges realize it because, as you say, he is starting to pull away from DeAngelo Davies. Up 12-3 right now on the judges' computerized card. Nice coverage that time by DeAngelo Davies. But he's going to take an 8 count because Roque got through the coverage just 1 too many times. And so an 8 count is administered by the 3rd man in the ring, Tom Cleary. But simply for safety of the boxer, allows the boxer to catch his breath. Here comes Roque. The body blows. Need to come up, says the referee. To the body, then to the head. That's the style of Tommy Roque.
You know what else is nice about Tommy Roque? Straight punching. A straight punch always lands quicker than a round punch, and Tommy just has a wonderful delivery in both his right and left hand. Straight punches always win out.
Less than 50 seconds remaining here in round number 2. Another uppercut, and that one connected. For the second 8 count now, administered by the referee. He looks into the eyes of DeAngelo Davies, says, put your gloves up and you're ready to box. And he continues to go, and he says, that's it, I've seen enough. The third 8 count in 1 round, in a bout, will finish the bout, and that will do it. That will do it. That referee stopped the contest as Tommy Roque just puts on a little bit too much against the head of DeAngelo Davies, and Tommy Roque wins the 132-pound preliminary bout against DeAngelo Davies. A lot of action as we look back into this particular bout. Davies a little bit overextended, a little bit out of control at times. Tommy Roque, though, the counterpuncher, gets through the defense and lands enough blows to the head of Angelo Davies. A nice combination. Leading with the right is Tommy Roque. And the referee said he had seen enough, and he stopped that contest. So a lot of activity here in this 132-pound weight class preliminary bout. Boxers have gone to the center. Let's go to the ring for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of your second bout with RSC at the time of 2 minutes and 37 seconds of the second round, representing the United States Marine Corps, Corporal Tommy Roque.
Tommy, here we are again, man. Congratulations. That was an exciting bout for all of us. You know, in the first round, he kept it pretty close. He's a pretty fast boxer, huh?
Yeah, I was just working on my timing the first round.
And what did you think going into the second? It looked like you really just started to pull away. Did your game plan change in between rounds 1 and 2?
Not at all. Well, a little bit. I'm really confident in my stamina. I knew he was going to die out in the second round. I just wanted to pressure him. That's what I did.
Well, congratulations, Tommy. Once again, your winner from the Marine Corps. Tommy, no joke, Rogue. Let's hear it.
Thank you very much, Castle Chalice, as he talks to Tommy Roque, the winner of the preliminary bout at 132 pounds. Roque now moves on to the championship bout. We'll be back to the Armed Forces Boxing Championships here in Camp Pendleton, California, right after this timeout. Plenty of great action so far in the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Let's get to the next bout. It's a gold medal bout in the 132-pound weight class. Sergeant Toribio Ramirez of the United States Army will come out and face his opponent, Corporal Tommy Roque, representing the United States Marine Corps. Ramirez is the defending champion in this weight class. He won the gold medal last year. He's excited about defending this medal this year. Let's hear what he has to say.
I'm just hungry to defend this title.
Look into my eyes, I don't understand giving up. Look into my eyes, I don't understand giving up.
And it's going to take a lot to take me off the throne. Sometimes I get a little excited and I go for the kill.
Hit you so hard, won't remember the day you was born. I can see your eyes and reach your mind in the same look.
And I'm one of the veterans, so you know it's a privilege to actually help lead the team.
Don't get caught up into a fight with him, right? Just keep getting them angles. Just keep moving, right?
Sometimes it's not about skills. Sometimes it's not about the situation. Sometimes it's about working hard and keep on pushing.
Because I'm a soldier, you can see my face paint. Know that I'ma get mine by knowing that the rest can't.
It makes me feel great to put honor into what I do every day and to not only honor myself and my family, but also my comrades downrange that are still down there, you know, fighting for us. So I'm fighting for them in the ring.
Corporal Tommy Roque is stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Now, he lost last year to Toribio Ramirez. He came in as the runner-up. You can call this a shot of redemption, or you can call it an opportunity to get even. Whatever you want to call it, it's going to be a good match. Let's listen to what Tommy Roque has to say about it.
No concerns at all. I'm ready to fight. Regardless if you lose or win, you look back and you put a lot of work and a lot of sacrifices you made, and it feels all good at the end.
Fight it. This is gonna hurt. Get ready for the pain.
You know, we're not over there fighting. We're working hard over here. Most people don't realize we really work hard on the team. And for people overseas to acknowledge us, what we're doing, it feels great.
It's gonna take you down. You won't know what's happening until you come.
Like I said, I feel in great shape, so I'm ready to fight.
Well, Castle, these boxers are not only familiar with this competition, but they're familiar with each other. What goes through your mind in thinking about this rematch from last year's bout?
Well, you know, rematches are always exciting. You never know what you're going to expect. You often get a similar start that you saw in the last one. In the last time they met each other in 2011, Ramirez came from behind to beat Roque 17-14. Both of them have 15 years of experience. They're no stranger to the ring. Ramirez, determination, the will to never quit, as was evidenced, but Roque, an expert defenseman. This will make for an excellent, excellent contest.
This is a bout that very likely will go the distance. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. I don't see this ending early. I see this going down to the wire for sure.
Good Olympic-style boxing. Let's get to the ring.
And making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Army from Bowling Green, Florida, this light wheel vehicle mechanic is stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Weighing in at 132 pounds, he is the defending Armed Forces champion. Let's hear it for Sergeant Toribio Tremendous Ramirez. And making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Marine Corps. From Dunkirk, New York, this aviation supply man is stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Weighing in at 132 pounds, he is the 2010 Armed Forces champion and Sizer bronze medalist. Let's hear it for Tommy "No Joke" Roque.
Tommy Roque of the United States Marine Corps in Castle. You got to feel like this is one that people have really been waiting to see.
You know, Van, this is probably one of the most exciting matchups of this entire tournament, and that's no joke.
It's got all the makings of a great bout, and it hasn't even taken place yet. But it did take place a year ago between these same two competitors. Toribio Ramirez beat Tommy Roque and won the Armed Forces title. You can call this a shot of redemption. You can call this a grudge match opportunity. You can call it whatever you want. But from where we sit, we're going to say this promises to be a good bout.
Yeah, you know, one of the only differences that I could see between last year and this year, last year the two of these had about 14 years of experience. Now they got about 15 years of experience. Other than that, this is going to be a barn burner.
Round number one underway. 132 pounds. Spence Carpenter, our third man in the ring. And right away, out comes Ramirez.
You know, Tommy Roque, really one of the better defensive boxers in the amateur system here in the United States, certainly here at this tournament. He can box with you from the outside. He'll trade with you from up close. He's got great defense and a lot of heart.
Oh, here comes Roque. He is winging away. He's got the jab working. And over to the corner, he's got that jab working, and it dislodged the headgear. I couldn't tell whether Spence Carpenter was going to go with a quick 8 count or not, but he dislodged the headgear. So over to the side of the ring goes Toribio Ramirez to get that headgear fixed. Remember, that headgear is one of the safety devices used in amateur boxing. Roque is busy. I will say that, Castle.
Yeah, he certainly came out of this first round like a bull right out of the stable, and he is hungry for redemption. He's not going to let this come down to 3 points, and if he does come down to 3 points, he wants to be on the higher side of that.
Well, right now he is on the higher side because he leads here in the first round. As we approach 1 minute going by, he leads 3-0.
Maybe those are the 3 points he felt he left on the table last year.
That was last year, and this is now.
I guess you could say if it's a continuation from last year, well, it's now 17-17 as we move in.
Roque clearly the busier of the two boxers.
It seems as though the immediate pressure from Roque has somewhat stunned Toribio. He had not expected it, and now he finds himself down 4 points.
Yeah.
And hasn't really quite gotten off yet.
He landed with a good right hand. You see him trying to find a home with that right hand on the head of Toribio Ramirez.
You know, Tommy Roque just looks like such a precision surgeon in there. I mean, he's so calm and yet so accurate.
And not only is he accurate, though, Castle, he packs power with those punches. Look at that. Boom, that right hand. He has got the ability to stop Ramirez.
And you know what? You are certainly right, Vannon. Another thing that I notice about Tommy that I really like, a lot of times people throw their jab out there just as a rangefinder, perhaps as a defensive measure, as a spatial thermometer. But with Tommy Roque, he's throwing that jab. He means business. He's trying to knock Ramirez out with either hand.
Well, 45 seconds remaining in round number 1, and Tommy Roque goes up 9-1 on the judges' scorecards. Ramirez trying to get inside, but Roque counters beautifully and slips the left hook in. Back with the left hook. He leads with that quick left jab.
You know, that 1-2 combination by Roque has been scoring many of the points here in round number 1. You just saw it there again. He's now up 11 points, and that 1-2 combination is really working well for him. The speed, the accuracy, Toribio Ramirez really has no answer for it thus far.
And there's the bell to end round number 1. Tommy Roque, who wins that first round by the score of 13-1.
Everything. Go straight for it, just like you're doing. I don't want you inside, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you flat-footed. Maintain that little bounce you have and a little rhythm, okay? That's what's working, okay? Hey.
I need water.
Hey, Tommy. Don't get careless on the inside, okay? Once in a while, what you're doing, you try to go wide with him. You go straight, he's going to go wide. He hasn't thrown one straight punch here, okay? The only thing he's throwing is the right hand over hand. That's all he's throwing. Block it and come back straight with it, okay? Hey, 13-1, baby. We cannot get careless. Yeah, you.
Hey, come under 2, man.
Yeah, box him, though. I mean, don't get on the inside with him. No need to.
Hey, he start coming. Hey, the 4 is there, man. 4, step to the side, turn the 2 over, all right?
Not only that, he's running out of gas. Yeah, he's running out of gas. He's running out of gas. He's steamed out. It's you, 13-1, okay? But don't get careless out there on the inside. Keep a little rhythm side to side. Frustrate him, and he's keep punishing like you want, baby.
All right, that's Jesse Ravello, the Marine Corps coach, and Charles Leverett, he had some anxious words to say to his boxer, Toribio Ramirez, as well. Oh, and out comes Ramirez, lands a good quick jab to the head of Tommy Roque. He picks up a point, but Castle, he's behind 13-2 right now.
And Charles Leverett made that very clear to him, painfully aware. That's why you saw Ramirez come out so fast. But here comes a hard charge, and Roque not one to rest on his laurels.
He is peppering Toribio Ramirez right now. He goes up 14-3 on the judges' scorecard.
You know, Tommy Roque said last year he didn't realize how close it was when he was in the contest. He thought that the opponent originally was beating him bad, but then he found out how close it was. I wonder if he's aware he's up by 9 points right now in the second.
I don't know if he's aware or not, Castle, but he's had a year to live with the fact that he was beaten by Ramirez, and I don't think he liked to think about it. This is his night. This is his day of redemption.
You kind of get the impression that Tommy Roque had a picture of Ramirez above his bedroom dresser, and every morning he'd wake up and he knew he needed redemption, and that was the man. Here he is tonight.
The other thing I'm really impressed with on Tommy Roque right now is his conditioning. I mean, he is just as strong now as he was when he started this bout. 132 pounds, gold medal on the line.
And Ramirez just looking a little bit sluggish. It just looks like he's not having it all night. His punches are a little wild. His footwork is a little lackadaisical, and there's not much body or head movement, making him a fairly easy target for Tommy Roque to connect with.
Nice cover that time by Tommy Roque. Ramirez had trouble getting through it.
Nice right hand to the body. That one looks like it scored as well. A baby uppercut, if you will, a baby hook to the ribs.
One minute remaining here in round number 2 of this 132-pound gold medal bout.
Yeah, Tommy is just having his way with Toribio Ramirez here in the second round. And, you know, at this rate, Ramirez is going to really need to change his game plan or else stop Roque if he's going to want to come out on top.
Oh, here comes Roque. No damaging blows. Oh, but he scores with the right. 19-6 on the judges' scorecards. We knew this was going to be a good one before they ever got in the ring, Castle.
These are two of the most experienced boxers in the tournament. They have their history with one another back in 2011 down in San Antonio at Lackland Air Force Base, and here they are right now in Camp Pendleton in Southern California for part 2, which may turn out to be part 2 of a trilogy if these two come back again next year.
Well, that's the end of round number 2 from Page Fieldhouse here in Camp Pendleton, California. The Armed Forces Boxing Championships will roll right on after this timeout.
You know what that means? We score a point, he stole 2 or 3 because we throwing
Welcome
one
back
shot,
to the
he
2012 Armed
Listen,
Forces
look
Boxing
at me.
Championships.
I told you, I shouldn't have to beg you to be great.
This is a 132-pound gold medal match.
At what you do.
Getting set for round number 3, Tommy Roque way out in front, 19-7. There's a good look at Charles Leverett now, the Army boxing coach, talking to Toribio Ramirez.
Listen, look at me. Look at me. It ain't nowhere we ain't never been before, okay? It ain't nowhere we ain't never been before. We're gonna come out of this deep water just like we did on all other occasions. Listen, I need combinations. Put your hands up, give me some upper body movement. Step down to this guy. We got
He's
to mirror
down,
him.
he says he needs combinations. He says, we've been in this deep water before.
We're not getting off. Come on,
Get off on your punches, land your punches, get there.
We got to go get him.
Charles Leverett doing everything he can to infuse his spirit right now into Toribio Ramirez. Round number 3. 19-7 to start this round. Ramirez coming out aggressive, but Tommy Roque there to meet him. 20-9. Ramirez is going to have to get busy if he expects to pick up the 11-point difference right now in this bout. 20-10, 21-10 that is on the judges' scorecards. And Tommy Roque now using the ring to his advantage.
Yeah, there's some really, really impressive ring generalship going on by Tommy Roque. I think at this point, he knows if he continues doing what he did in rounds 1 and 2, that he's going to find himself on the high end of the platform, the winner's circle here tonight.
He doesn't need to slug it out right now. He's got everything to lose and nothing to gain by getting in a slugfest with 2 minutes remaining here in this round.
That's a good point, Van. I mean, he says he could box on the outside or punch on the inside. At this point, he'd be well served to stay on the outside, not to run away, to continue to box his style, to collect points from the outside and not put himself in harm's way.
Roque just lands that right hand, and as he does so, he picks up points, 24-12.
Oh, a clubbing right hand, though, by Ramirez.
What a difference a year makes. Here comes Ramirez. He stunned Roque. This is exactly what Leverett wanted him to do. He's picking up the pressure. He's coming after Roque. He's behind on the card here in the 3rd round. But Toribio Ramirez is going to give it everything he's got, and the crowd loves it. The crowd loves it. You talk about appreciation and respect for two combatants, two military boxers going at it in the ring. That's what you're seeing right now here at Camp Pendleton, California. 40 seconds remaining. Ramirez will not back down. Tommy Roque will counter everything that Ramirez brings.
I mean, if this is not a war of attrition, just look at the way these two are standing in the center of the ring. They've got the entire crowd here on their feet.
This will get a standing ovation, no matter who wins this bout. And right now, Tommy Roque of the United States Marines is well in charge as we come down to the final seconds of round number 3 in this 132-pound weight class. And there's the bell. And fans come to their feet in appreciation of both boxers in what amounts to as a classic demonstration, a beautiful demonstration, if I might say that, of Olympic-style boxing, where the object is to outscore your opponent. You don't have to knock him down. You take a look back during this bout, and you will see Tommy Roque coming after Ramirez and coming after him hard. Slips in with the right hand and then looks for the left hook. Nice combination by Roque, and that's how Roque continued to add up the points. He countered and responded to everything Ramirez could throw at him. Tommy Roque swinging away, and Tommy Roque gets the victory. So let's go to the center of the ring for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the gold and silver medals for this battle will be Major General Bailey of the 1st Marine Division. And now the moment you've been waiting for. The gold medal goes to, representing the United States Marine Corps, Tommy "No Joke" Roque.
Tommy Roque, who was beaten by Toribio Ramirez in 2011, has now come back and gotten his revenge and won the 2012 gold medal in the 132-pound bout.
What a difference a year makes, Tommy. You know, when we spoke to you after last year's contest, you told us you didn't realize how close the score was. Did you have any idea going into the 3rd round where the score was?
I did. My corner said, Tommy, you're up, but keep fighting hard. You train way too hard to take a step back and just coast. That's what I did. I just tight defense, and I was working on my, it's called reflex drills. He would hit me, I'll come back with 2 or 3. He was throwing 1 or 2 punches. I try to add 1 more what he threw.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the tape from last season or last year's contest, and did you try and take any of those mistakes that you thought you may have made and learn from, improve on here tonight?
The only mistake I felt I made was my conditioning. I didn't work hard. I knew it was a close fight. I actually only saw the fight once. When I looked at it, I saw I got tired in the 3rd round. He just kept coming, man. He's a tough fighter. I give it up to Ramirez. Good job, bro. Don't keep your head up. And we're all fighting the same team as a country, so.
Well, you said win, lose, or draw. You always appreciate the hard work, but I got to imagine that you appreciate it even more with a victory like tonight.
Well, like I said, going in the 3rd round, my coaches said, hey, you're up, but I told Coach, hey, I want to punish him. Last year he won, but this year I didn't want to keep it in the judges' hands. I wanted to win that fight inside because I worked real hard for this.
Well, it looks like the making for a trilogy perhaps next year. You got anything you want to say to your fellow troops downrange?
Actually, I want to give a shout out. We have a Marine this year here, and God was with him that night last year in Armed Forces. I want to give a shout out to Corporal Joel Bolden. It's a blessing. God was with you, bro. I love you, and I'm always here for you, bro, if you need anything.
Well, there it is, Joel Bolden. We're all glad you could be here tonight, and thank you, everyone. Your winner from the Marines, Tommy "No Joke" Roque.
So Tommy Roque, still remembering last year that he lost to Toribio Ramirez, came out in the 1st round, decidedly won that 1st round, came back and added to his points in the 2nd round and wins this bout heavily, 35-19, in spite of a torrid attack by Toribio Ramirez in the 3rd round. It just wasn't enough to turn the tide, and Tommy Roque wins the 2012 132-pound weight class gold medal. Our Armed Forces champion, representing the Marines, Tommy Roque. Well, this concludes our coverage of the Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Again, a special thanks to those watching downrange on AFN. This has been a production of TPC Sports. serving those who serve. For more information, log on to PentagonChannel.mil. For Castle Chalice and our entire broadcast crew, until next time, I'm Van Stokes. So long, everyone.